Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chris from T3 Handicapping. It is Monday, February 24th, 2025. And for today's race of the day, we're going to be heading over to Turf Paradise, race number 7, going a mile on the dirt. It's a claiming race, getting a race rating of a 74 from us. So we're going to take a look here at this race and hope we can get a winner out of it. I think this is a really interesting race because it's a short field, but was able to make some eliminations, which is always good. Keeps our price down here as we go through. But I do have an interesting elimination that makes this particularly worth looking at as a potential play. So, as per usual, I started with my stack rank over here: 5, 3, 2, 7, 4, 6, 1. I went through and I made my eliminations. I chose to eliminate the 4 and the 1. The number 4 is this Bodie monster. I do think the 3 is probably going to end up being the speed of this race. Maybe could face some light pressure from the number 1. Maybe the 2 could be up in that mix as well with the high speed points. But as I was looking at this race, I didn't really eliminate anybody holistically on pace alone. I thought about maybe the 6 just with no speed, but I decided to keep in with the high jockey trainer and also the 50% record. So we know that record happens to be a pretty strong indicator in this system. So wanted to make sure I kept that one on board. So I kept the 6, but I did choose to get rid of the 4, and the obvious reasons here being the 0% trainer, the stamina, the heart, and the flow, which are the 3 categories that this horse stacks up in, just are not major factors. In fact, heart is almost a non-factor at Turf Paradise, so that was an easy elimination. The number 1, I went back and forth on. Obviously, the early speed should help this runner, but the low percentage trainer and then speed and total pace were the only 2 numbers that this one registered in. And again, those aren't the key categories. And so I figured if I can eliminate the number 1 from contention, that gives me the chance for bigger profits elsewhere. So when I see a low price with a low score, I usually try and stick to what the formula tells me, and I try and get rid of it unless I can specifically make a case for it to still be in the mix. So got rid of the 1 and the 4. When I went back through my new stack rank, I got 5, 3, 2, 7, 6 with the 2 eliminations, and I didn't really see any need to change those. The thing that drew me to this race was the number 5, ranking first in class, ranking first in form, and ranking first in record as well, which is a secondary factor. For me, those are the 3 big ones that I look at here on dirt routes at Turf Paradise, and so it was pretty obvious that, hey, this is the one that I want to leave on top and I want to keep as a single top contender there. Then I moved on to the next 2, the 3 and the 2. I decided to keep both in the mix, 3 being the obvious speed and rating out pretty well in class here, as well as in record, and then, third in form, so that's a really strong profile, as well as the 2, who was, third in class and then also second in form. So you've got a lot of those factors kind of piling up for those 2. So that's why I left them there. And then I just used 6 and 7 in the third and fourth spots just to give myself a little extra coverage. So coming over to the betting, we're going to take the 5 for $10 as long as the horse is at 3-2 or better. The horse is currently the favorite on the morning line, so we'll see. The morning line at Turf Paradise can be a little volatile, but I do tend to take a little bit higher price at Turf Paradise just because it can be a little bit more unpredictable at times unless I have just a clear standout. In terms of the exacta, again, I'm going to demand $12 from any of these combinations, but even though I have the favorite on top, I'm looking at a horse that's 9-2, which is currently the 3rd choice on the morning line. So that one may be tough to get $12 on, especially with the smaller pools. But I do think that probably the 5-2 will be in play. We'll kind of have to wait and see, but I'm going to go with those. There is one possibility that I might do a 3 over 5 just in case the 3 does get the lone speed trip, which I do think is a possibility. So I could potentially, in the live betting, depending on what the number is, I could maybe do a 3 over 5 just as one key, but I'm not really likely to do a 2 over 3 or 2 over 5. That would just be simply for the pace scenario of that lone speed. So that's how I see this one playing out. If you're looking for more horse racing action, we've got 5 cards on the slate for the weekend. Saturday, we've got 4 cards coming up: Aqueduct, Gulfstream Park, Santa Anita, and Fairgrounds. And then on Sunday, we'll be breaking down Santa Anita as well. So lots of racing action this weekend that'll be available for you on Betting News. I encourage you to check that out for full card analysis. And then, of course, as we get into the racing action here on Monday, best of luck and cash those tickets.